up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and this is my review of the Diamond Select Toys Godzilla 1974 Figure Bank. Alright, my zillions, we got the second of two figure banks given to us by the good folks at Diamond Select Toys, so I thank them very much for making this review possible. We got one of my favorite, if not the favorite of my Godzillas, the 1974 version, which I like a little bit better than the 75, which is a little bit meaner, but I loved the 75 movie more because I was born in 1975, so I have a special, place in my heart for that. Whatevs. I love both of these movies. Fantastic. Most likely my favorite Godzilla sculpts. And it was always cool that Diamond gave us this. This is a reissue. You can find these in Books A Million amongst other places, and it's a tiny bit different than the original, and we will check that out because I had bought one of the original ones for my son as his first piggy bank when he was born, so I've had that one for, a few years now, he plays with it too, so it's one of those things where these banks are like, they're vinyl figure banks, as it says on the card. Here's the card. I'm going to take it off because it's looser on here than it is on the Godzilla 89 that we looked at. These are vinyl banks. This one, I feel like the vinyl's a little harder of a vinyl than the Godzilla 89. And I would say that's probably because this is a more condensed plastic. The other one is bigger overall. That's like at the 12-inch. This one's a little over 10 inches. So it's a little bit smaller than the other one. So it's a little more compact. This design is a little more compact. So maybe the plastic is just firmer on it. It is a pretty cool sculpt. I think it does well representing that Godzilla. This is about as hero of a Godzilla as you would get in the Showa era. Like, this is it. The ending of Godzilla. He's about as, cute and cuddly as you can get. And again, not the Terror of Mechagodzilla version, because that one's a little more frightening, but this one for sure, the Megalon one even more. It just, does that. So it's a pretty decent sculpt. I love the bubbly dorsal fins. They're great. The paint, it has a little bit of chipping in it, but this is gonna be expected. If you have any Bandai vinyls or whatever, you always kind of get that. The paint is okay on it. It's not bad overall on the dorsal fin. So, it's got that, it's silvery gray. And then the rest is done in a darker charcoal gray than the 89 was. So that's good. That works out pretty well. You got some, gray on the nails, which actually are very nice. Toenails as well, done well. The overall sculpt, look at the texture, it's great. This is a bank, and it works. I've seen banks that were worse. At least Diamond Select, they're a toy company, so they're gonna pay attention to the details a little more, which is awesome. I do like his head. There's something in front here that's preventing me from getting closer. It looks pretty good. I do have this little slit. It's actually glue there where the jaw looks like it's put in. Little excess glue. If I could clean that off. Oh, I can get some of it off. So that's cool. I'll be able to do that. Neither here nor there because I'm not going to do it all here. But as you saw, that comes off. The mouth, from what I can tell, is painted well. And the mouth here is a little bit different than the original. We'll look at that, as well as the eyes. So you got a little excess white paint there. Not the biggest deal, but the eyes look good. And the overall head sculpt, I think, works pretty well for what they're trying to accomplish. It looks the part. And, I don't have... This is my only 74. The previous one that we had in the house, which, wasn't in my collection. This will be in my collection now. that was for Ultrazilla Jr. So like that was his, his bank. So that it's in the house, but it wasn't mine. So this will be my first 74, which is crazy because it's my favorite. And then I don't have anything. I do have the X Plus 75 30 centimeter, but that's different. So this is very cool. I like it overall. I think it works very well. So there you go. You know what? Let's keep it here. I'll show you how this all works. I have a penny here. The penny. If I could just grab it. You put it in the slot. And there you go. Cha-ching. You can take off his head. Off with his head. And get it out that way. So there you go. That's how that looks. The pose. That's how that works. The pose is pretty good too. Nice. Like battle ready Godzilla, getting ready to battle Mecha Godzilla. Uh-oh, Mecha Godzilla, you don't have a chance. It is one of the Bandai Vinyl Mecha Godzillas. I think this is like, the one that's being reissued in a million different sublines before, but it's a good piece. Here it is with the Monster King series Godzilla 2019, the Bandai America Kiryu, the aforementioned X Plus Godzilla 1975, the newly acquired X Plus Mecha Godzilla 2. So there's a better challenge, and these guys scale awesome together. I love it. I mean, he's a little bit chunky, but man, that's the same size there. Here he is with his buddy from DST, the Jet Jaguar. Now, Jet Jaguar is a little bit tall, I feel, for this Godzilla. It is what it is, but that's how they look together. And finally, here is the original DST Godzilla 74 bank. We'll take a look at them quickly. The plastic is the same color. The pose is the same. The nail colors appear to be the same. Now, the two differences I see, three differences actually. First off, the dorsal fins here are a different shade of silver. Let's see if I could do this better. It's hard to see, but I feel like the new one, and there is money, the new ones are just a tad less glossy than the old one. Now, the other two differences are in the face. First off, the old one, the mouth is pretty closed. The new one, the mouth is more open. I don't know if this is across the board. It could be because of this plastic here not being in the right spot. Maybe it's supposed to be more closed. But that's something here that I'm noticing, that the mouth is more open here than it is here. The last thing that I noticed is the eyes. The old one, and actually I didn't notice this, my son noticed this, that the eyes on the old one are, the pupils are bigger than the new one. So you see how they're painted differently. I don't know which one I like. I think they're both fine for what they're trying to be. Right now I might like the old one a little bit better just because I'm used to it. But I definitely like the mouth open on this one. I think that's pretty cool. The dorsal spines, yeah, that's, it is what it is. It's not a big deal, but that's the differences that I'm seeing compared from the first one to the reissue. So there you go, guys. And my final thoughts, I like this piece, just like I like the first one. I just love 73 to 75 Godzilla. I just love the sculpt, and, having representation of that in my collection is awesome. The changes are so small that, it doesn't affect me either way. I think this is fine, with the smaller eyes and the more open mouth. I like it. So if you're into the variants of these things, yeah, this is definitely one to get, And even if not, you could think of one of them as the doppelganger Godzilla and one as the normal one. This is that movie, so Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. So you could get them and, do something like that. Cut a little chunk off, get a little, silver in there. You know what I'm saying? There's things you could do with this stuff. It is cheap enough to play around with, and that is awesome. So there you go, guys. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts below, and if you could please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Buy me a coffee if you dig what I do. And thank you to DST for sending both this and the 89 over once again. Kudos to you guys. You guys rock. Till next time, become a zillion today. Peace out, peeps.